Welcoming all creations back right here on the Voice of Nature, still with the Nature Ambassador, Eminent Karinudo, on the P3 missions to preserve, protect, and promote the history of nature, natural gifts and endowments, mystics, environment for ecosystem and ecotourism, lives, cultures, intellectual properties, and general issues and works of nature. To all creations, perfect peace. Firstly, I sincerely appreciate us all for the concern and support to this great commission and mission by viewing, commenting, liking, sharing, texting, calls, subscriptions, and following in order for Nature Complete System to be preserved, protected, and promoted. Honestly, you all are blessed. Creations, please do permit me to assure us that if only we could actually pay keen attention to this channel, then someday we all will be pleased to be part of this mission. And kindly tolerate the statement to liken this mission to Noah's Ark story, because it's not quite always easy for such of this kind of endeavor to be quickly accepted and supported. So please, when I say you are all uncommonly blessed, accept it, for it is so and is done. Now the next question is, how do you know that one could be praying for money, employment, contract, etc., but that might not be what that person is actually needed at that moment? Yet you may not know, so you can request or ask. And that's why he said we pray without answered, because we ask amiss. That's amiss, not really asking what we need. Okay, so for example, there are evil moments or days which could end one in the hospital, jail, or even death for some reasons, but just God bless you from another source could instantly counter or nullify such omens that that awaits you. So something in this life are happening that if you know, certainly you will be so desperately run around to avert. So once again, you all are blessed for supporting nature. So creation, for that reason, let's share few experiences from the issues and works of nature. I want to share this so we all be reminded that for us all to live here on earth successfully, as I've always said, we have to always be conscious and pay great attention to your spiritual, natural, and physical self at all times. One day, I sent someone to buy something for me on my street then. As a person, I can't stand a noisy environment. So in those days, it used to be a big problem getting a place that is quiet. So often times I prefer new developed areas to live. So the distance between the house to where shops where was a bit far. So on this day, the sun was at its peak. I was preparing to cook and noticed I was out of salt. So I sent my girl to get it for me. As if I knew, I told her to use an umbrella. But young people at times, she said, "No, mommy, let me just run down." She left. I was still preparing things in the kitchen, so it took a while more than the usual timing. So I was a bit worried, but held my peace. Do you know, after a while, my balcony door that leads to our own room got opened and jammed so hard that got me worried on how she came back without bringing what I sent her first. Rather, she went to her room. And immediately also, I got thinking that I didn't even hear when she unlocked the entrance gate padlock. However, I still continue, with what I was doing. Next, the door got opened and closed again so hard that I was now so furious on why she knows I always detest noises like jamming doors so loud as such. So I quickly moved into the room to ask why she got back without bringing what I sent her to me. I got into the room without seeing anyone, but creations, what I felt was terrible. A very strong energy presence. I managed to move myself out to check the front door, opened and checked the gate key, which was still intact. There was no physical body anywhere except the strong presence. An intense aura at this point was still lingering and switched my energy as well into another realm. So I quickly rushed to my room and started praying. The next, what I saw was a swarm of bees hovering around a person, which a crowd was also chasing away the bees, trying to save the person. And one elderly man was directing them on what to do in order to chase away the bee and rescue the person, which, due to the crowd in that spiritual realm or mood, I couldn't actually see clearly who the person was. But I also quickly rushed to bring that which the man ordered to be brought, still to, save the person. So at this moment, I was disconnected back. So I quickly drew the sword. You remember what it means? Declaring, proclaiming against anything that is holding any life anywhere captive, pronouncing positive declarations for any soul or souls that is in danger anywhere to be set free and rescued. I was still in my room praying when I heard noises and people voices at the gate, and the gate man was trying to direct them to my flat. I quickly, with fear, rounded up the prayer and peeped through my curtain and saw my girl on someone's back, and two men were following, heading down to my apartment. Creations, if you see how I ran out, opened the entrance gate which they all entered, and she was dropped on the ground, and she managed to open her eyes and ask for water. And one of the men said, "Madam, thank your God, for he has taken away, tears and sorrows from this household today." She was still demanding for water, and my spirit ministered that I should pour her or bed her cold water first before giving her the water to drink. That was done, and they started telling me, narrating what actually transpired. Christians, please permit me to complete this great and educative life story on next episode. However, don't forget the bone of contention here, which is that for us all to be preserved, protected, and even be promoted, we must try and fight, struggle to live in complete dual capacities of ourselves and nature daily. Little thing could hold you ransom in this life that many years could go by and you are still struggling to understand or to avert and clear it off in order to move forward. In this life, issues and works of nature should not be underrated or joked with. I'm stressing on this and humbly plead that we pay attention to this channel. we may or could learn and benefit from some little things that could either strengthen and motivate us or expose us to different methods or ideas of life that could in turn support us all to grow in the right ways and direction of our destiny. Believe me, I said us all, including my very self, because as far as you are using this, body or house called flesh on this earth, we aren't joking here at all. Hope we get it right early as not to regret times already spent without much to show. So we have to sit up and face it squarely or justly. Please, creation, do permit me to check back the outer world, returning shortly to complete this great story and take up what we have next.